Before two of the UFC's best rivalries are settled on pay-per-view, FS1 gets a star-studded night from LA started with 4 fantastic fights. In the featured bout, the wildly entertaining Clay the Carpenter Guida looks to trip up the streaking Brian Ortega, who's unbeaten in 11 professional fights. Also tonight, a pair of young, up-and-coming lightweights clash when Benil Dariush faces undefeated James the Texecutioner Vick. The FS1 UFC 199 prelims start right now.
Oh, great looking, beautiful Manhattan Beach, California. The UFC in Los Angeles for the 5th time, but for the first time, we are inside the fabulous forum. Welcome to the FS1 UFC 199 prelims. Sponsored by Bud Light. Raise one to right now. Closed captioning is available for tonight's telecast. And if you'd like to hear the broadcast in Spanish, click over to the simulcast on Fox Deportes. Let's get things started. Hi again, everybody. Mike Goldberg, Joe Rogan. Welcome to the Ultimate Fighting Championship. We have a great night of fights. We have a night of fights that is dedicated to the true greatest of all time. It's 74 years old. Last night, we lost Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, we really lost one of the greatest cultural figures, not just a boxing figure, but a man who really transcended combat sports and became one of the most important figures of the civil rights movement. And just as a boxer, unparalleled, just an amazing individual who is one of the most unique athletes the world has ever known.
There truly is not a fighter in the world, and especially fighters with us inside the octagon, that doesn't say Muhammad Ali as a man they were inspired by throughout their lives, including Luke Rockhold and Michael Bisping.
Yeah, I mean, he was the greatest. I mean, he really was, and opened the doors for so many people who really created trash talking. Luke Rockhold, the middleweight champion of the UFC, is a spectacular athlete. Just phenomenal grappling, long and tall with excellent striking, and is a man on a mission to not just win, but go down as the greatest of all time. Michael Bisping is also a man on a mission. You want to talk about drive and heart and guts. There's no more game fighter alive than that man, Michael Bisping. The question is going to be, is that enough to beat the ultra-talented Rockhold?
Tonight, the 26th time Bisping will fight in the octagon. First title shot. Tonight, Dominic Cruz, Uriah Faber fight for the 3rd time.
I love fights like this. I love fights like this, first of all, because the bantamweight division is such a talent-stacked division, but because Dominic Cruz represents, in my opinion, some of the best footwork the world has ever known. Spectacular movement and striking and an incredibly high fight IQ. But Uriah Faber, the one thing that has eluded him in his amazing career has been a UFC belt. He believes he can get that tonight, and the cherry on top is that he gets to get it and take it from Dominic Cruz.
Our rules of the octagon are sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. 3 judges score the bout duration, 3 5-minute rounds. Tonight's main event and co-headliner are scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. A 10-point scoring system is in effect, with the round winner gaining 10 points, his opponent 9 or less. Judges will score the bouts based on effective striking and grappling, followed by aggression and octagon control in that order. Even short notice won't wipe the smile off the face of Bruce Leroy, Alex Caceres, who is set to fight 4-time submission of the night winner, Cole Miller. Featherweight veterans who have traveled out west to jumpstart their run into the top 15 at 145 pounds. Cole Miller and Alex Caceres have everything to gain in tonight's pivotal showdown. Unbeaten in 3 of his last 4 bouts, a stretch that includes wins over Andy Ogle and Sam Sicilia. American top teams Miller has weathered his shares of ups and downs over the years, and he can now make a statement with a win over Miami's Caceres, who shook off a 3-bout losing streak by beating Masio Fullman. Coming up next, Alex Caceres takes on Cole Miller. FS1 to right now. American top team's Cole Miller, 32 years old, 5 years the elder of Alex Caceres. Miller is taller, but will have just a slight reach advantage. All right, let's get it going here on FS1. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from Los Angeles for UFC 199, Rockhold versus Bisping 2. And now, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a freestyle fighter holding a professional record, 11 wins, 8 losses, 1 no contest. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 145 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Miami, Florida, Alex Bruce Leroy Caceres. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 21 wins, 9 losses, 1 no contest. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 146 pounds. Fighting out of Coconut Creek, Florida, by way of Macon, Georgia, Cole Miller. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, John McCarthy.
Big John McCarthy, our referee. And Joe, Cole Miller's not like kissing his bicep. He's got an American top team tattoo there. Just make it clear for everyone.
Yeah.
Cole Miller,
But he
Alex Caceres.
He might just kiss his bicep.
Maybe a little bit. All right, he's doing it both then, right? Here we go. Fight Clock tonight, sponsored by The Conjuring 2, based on a true story. In theaters, Friday, June 10th. Rated R. White trunks for Caceres. He's the southpaw. Miller, the taller fighter, in the dark trunks.
He got tagged.
Caceres knocks him down. Miller right back up. Straight left from the southpaw stance. Caceres taking this fight on 10 days' notice. Miller has outstanding jiu-jitsu and grappling skills.
And he gets him to the ground. Very nicely done by Cole Miller. But Alex Caceres in a good defensive position and is squeaking out the back door and gets out. Miller on top now.
Cole Miller's been training an American top team for a decade. Trying to smother Caceres early.
Miller doing a good job of using that butterfly to sweep him, drag him to the ground and take his back. And Alex looking to spin around and wind up on top. Miller it's a battle here to see who gets the better position. And it looks like Caceres wins.
And John Crouch is very vocal right now with this jiu-jitsu back and forth game.
He certainly is. Good advice to Alex Caceres.
Yeah. John Crouch, a black belt under Hoist Gracie, the head coach at the lab in Glendale, Arizona.
And Alex decides to just slide on out.
8th fight as a member of the MMA lab team for Alex Caceres.
And he's really found an excellent home there, Mike.
Absolutely.
And his performance inside the octagon had looked great.
Cole Miller earned his black belt under Ricardo Laborio in jiu-jitsu in December of 2012. So Miller on paper, but when you got a guy like John Crouch working your jiu-jitsu every day, Joe, you're going to improve immensely. Caceres landed the straight left early, now the head kick. Midway point of round 1. And again with that straight left. Southpaw against orthodox.
Yeah, Alex is very loose and relaxed, Mike. And just real fluid in there with his striking, his movement. There's a good kick to the body by Alex.
Second fight of his return to 145. Caceres with a victory going back to 145 against Masio Fulin back in January.
Spinning back kick attempt and a nice straight left hand by Alex Caceres. Oh, beautiful.
He's got it again. Sharp striking here in round 1 from Caceres.
He just looks so fast and relaxed in there. Front leg roundhouse kick over the shoulder.
He's got that long style, Joe, that karate kung fu base. Now Miller trying to chase him down.
Well, Miller's best moments clearly were when he was able to bring this fight to the ground. And he would like to do that again.
Caceres on top.
The bottom.
Miller covering up.
Yeah, Alex is not letting him rest, and Cole doesn't have control over his body, so Alex can do that. He can just back out anytime he wants.
10 days notice, but a great pace thus far for Alex Caceres. He's also dictating where the fight takes place.
Yeah, you would never know that he was the one that took this fight on short notice. He looks incredibly relaxed.
Absolutely.
Ooh, nice kick to the body by Caceres.
Miller looking to score here. Total strikes thus far. All about Bruce Leroy. Nice shot to the body.
Very nice, and a good round kick as well.
30.
Alex takes Cole to the ground now. Look at this.
What an outstanding start for Alex Caceres. Bruce Leroy looking outstanding thus far.
Alex. There you go, baby.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 minutes.
You need to work more on double jab, jab hook with this hand. Okay, that hand is a little lazy, no? Let's work more this hand. Double jab, jab hook. That keeps working very well. Okay? Keeps working very well.
Okay, we don't want you on bottom anymore. Okay? No more bottom. Let's try to get it to stay on top. Get the half. Coach?
You're doing you. Do what you're doing. Just work on your distance. Do not put your back on the cage and don't clinch. You don't need to clinch. He can't beat you.
Let's be super attentive of your range. If you want to be there, you do your thing. But I want you to be attentive. Don't get lazy with his length.
Good job, baby. Let's go.
Let's take a look at some of the smooth combinations of Alex Caceres. There's a beautiful straight left. Look at this right uppercut and the left hand behind it. Another straight left. The sensational first round for Alex Caceres.
So what does Cole Miller do to counter?
He's got to get it to the ground, in my opinion. Standing up, he's getting outspeeded, or outsped, I should say. The speed and the fluidity of the movement of Alex Caceres is giving him all sorts of problems. I think Cole has an excellent chance of winning this fight if he can get it to the ground. Wow, look at that. He's so fluid and relaxed, and his techniques are so efficient.
And the hair looks great.
Everything looks great. These combinations, just creative, coming from weird angles.
Miller, he's trying to close the distance and cut off the octagon. And Alex gets out of there. Cole Miller has finished 18 of his 21 career victories. Most of them by submission.
Good right leg kick by Cole. Excuse me, by Alex to Cole's left. I mean, Cole's a tough customer, but he's got to avoid these stand-up exchanges.
Again, he gets right.
He's getting hurt.
Caceres backs away, though, conserving his energy wisely.
Well, not just that, but also dictating where the fight takes place.
Absolutely.
Look at that. Cole dumped him.
All right, back up. Miller looking to score here. This is what Cole wants.
He most certainly can use a clinch here.
Yeah.
I mean, even if he pulls guard, he's just got to remember that Alex Caceres can back out anytime he wants, and that's something he hasn't really been cognizant of when he's been going to the ground.
Yeah, you talking about pulling guard? He tried,
but he again did not have control of the body when he went to the ground. Pulling guard is one thing, but you've got to control his body, so he can't just back out when you do that.
Start low, go high. Start high, go low. Look for your uppercut, Alex. Look for your uppercut. Hey, look for that knee. Look for a knee. Look for that knee. Alex, you're turning
Cole
around every
looks
time.
very stiff in dealing with the speed and movement of Alex Caceres. Good kick to the body by Alex.
They're happy with what they've seen so far. John Crouch and company in the blue corner. Just about to the midway point. Wow. Alex very, very efficient tonight. Landing at a high, high volume and a great percentage. Doubling up there.
Well,
double jab at the right. Double right jab, Joe, and then the left.
He looks so much more relaxed and also just more energetic than Cole. Cole looks very stiff and tight. Look at that. I mean, just
He's throwing Cole Miller around.
Look. Right there.
And he landed that big punch early, which was, I'm sure, a huge boost of confidence for Alex.
Unquestionably. But Cole is definitely struggling here. And it could be the speed of Caceres, could be the shots that Alex has already landed on him. Could be a lot of factors.
Late opponent change, different type of opponent.
Well, BJ Penn right now is at home. Just biting his fingers off.
Right.
In anger. If you don't know the story, BJ Penn was supposed to take this fight, but unfortunately, he had an IV at some point during the summer, and he didn't think anything of it, and it's against the law of the USADA. USADA has very clear laws when it comes to IV replenishment, and they don't allow it, so BJ had to be temporarily suspended.
Love to see the prodigy back inside battling. It was a good straight left, straight right there by Cole.
Covering up again, though. Caceres, all kinds of different angles being utilized. High, low, low, high.
Nice inside kick. And a response from Cole.
62%. Wow, Caceres 10% above his career fighting average of significant strikes landed. He has definitely slowed down the pace of Cole Miller significantly. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The best fight. The best one. The best one. We can change this. You know, we can change this. Believe. Just believe. But you can believe.
I've seen you worse than this. I've seen you worse than this. Come on. You can do it.
Your friends can finish him. Your hoop can finish him.
You can do it. Okay?
You cannot get. He's gonna come at you. He's down 2 for sure. So he's gonna come after you. The pressure. I need you to really cut your angles, and then do whatever you want, just like you did. Takedowns great. Distance great. We're just gonna cut our angles. Coach, anything?
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Nice job.
You're doing beautiful. Okay? Do you? He's trying to throw the haymakers now. Let's go.
35 round, right? Right, baby. 35.
FS1 UFC 199 prelims are sponsored by Bud Light. Raise one to right now. Third and final round. Caceres in the white trunks, Miller in the dark trunks. Great performance thus far by Bruce Leroy, who took this fight on 10 days' notice. Over the top.
Yeah, one of the best performances so far of his young career. I mean, he looks sensational in there tonight. Just loose and relaxed, stuff like that. Like, look at that. Move right into mount.
That's the part of his game that has advanced the most in the last few years, Joe.
John Crouch, black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and sensational coach, has been working with him and just being at the lab with so many world-class MMA fighters to train with.
Years ago, his brother convinced him to travel to North Carolina for the Ultimate Fighter tryouts. He competed on season 12 with Team GSP, and he's still here today. Bruce Leroy, one of the most charismatic competitors, really, Joe, in Ultimate Fighter history.
He's just a fun dude to watch.
Yeah.
Nice straight left. Good left-hand counter there by Cole.
Cole Miller was on Team Pulver on season 5.
This is what Cole wants.
2007, yes.
Cole needs this badly.
There.
And he gets full mount here. This is great. But look at this. Alex spins. Gives up the back, though. Can Cole hang on? Cole is very high on his back. He can easily get shaken off here. Cole's trying to regain back mount, but he's so high here. He's controlling an arm, and he's probably going to try to turn this into an arm bar, Mike. It's tough to tell from our vantage point how he has that right arm wrapped up, but he's going to have to get that left arm. That's it right there. And he's got it across the face. Alex trying to lock it in. And look at this. He gets out of it.
Wow.
And Cole's trying to make sure that Alex doesn't get on top. And Alex is on top now.
Listen to this crowd.
But again, Cole does not have control over Alex's body here. It looks like he's trying to get a leg, but he has no control of the body. And then Alex just steps away.
Nicely done.
So close to an armbar there.
Watch your head inside.
Alex is slowed down, Mike.
Big time.
This is Cole's opportunity.
Let's see if Alex puts him down again, or if he just stays here in the clinch and then tries to get away.
Well, Cole's going to try to put him down.
Absolutely.
Cole's going to try anything he can to drag this fight to the ground. With only 2:18 to go.
Been pretty much all Caceres except for that submission attempt.
He tried to drag him to the ground there, but again, did not have control of the body. Good left hand by Cole. Cole with the pressure now.
Knee. 145. Our first of 4 fights here from the Fabulous Forum live on FS1.
See, Cole's got his head clinched behind the head. But in those positions, he's got to really secure the body if he's going to try to pull guard.
Big swing and the miss. All right, baby.
Good left hand by Alex. Oh, good uppercut by Alex. And he's got his back here. Cole's going to roll under for a knee bar. Alex got to be careful here. Cole's on top. He's going to spin around on top if he can control the legs. Got to control the legs, though. Got to keep him stacked. Keep pressure on him. Keep pressure on him. Don't let him push off with those legs. Now it's better. Very nice by Cole Miller. Very nice. Remember, Cole Miller, legitimate Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt under Ricardo Laboria. So he has some real ground skills. And this is a terrible position for Alex Caceres.
And it was somewhat initiated by Alex. And now Cole trying to save the night. Looking to choke him out.
He does not have back mount. Alex is almost out here. Cole's continuing to spin towards him, though.
15 seconds, Joe. That's it. Caceres trying to survive for 10 more seconds. He's going to make it. They go the distance.
Great job. Great job.
Our move of the fight is sponsored by Metro PCS, where you get nationwide coverage on the blazing fast 4G LTE T-Mobile network for just $30, period.
And there's that straight left by Alex Caceres. Here's a beautiful uppercut and a left-hand combination. Just looks so fluid and efficient with his striking technique. Here's a nice trip. And here's the third round where Alex came in with a Superman punch, got the takedown, but got threatened by an armbar and then had his back taken also.
UFC fans, you know what to do. Tweet and let us know at #MetroMove what you think is the best move of the night. Tune into the FS1 UFC 199 post-fight show to find out. Take a look at the Mount Wilson Astronomical Observatory in Los Angeles County in the San Gabriel Mountains near Pasadena. FS1 UFC 199 prelim sponsored by Bud Light. Raise one. So right now, who will get their arm raised with the victory? Let's find out. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score the contest 29-28, 29-28, and 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, Alex Bruce Leroy Caceres.
10 days notice and a unanimous decision victory for Bruce Leroy, Alex Caceres. Great night here inside the Staples Center and, pardon me, inside the fabulous Forum. And there he is, the UFC welterweight champion of the world, Ruthless Robbie Lawler. Some of the world's biggest soccer stars are converging on the United States for the 100th anniversary of the Copa America. And it all continues next, right here on FS1, as Douglas Costa and Brazil take on Ecuador. Or you can watch the entire tournament live on Fox Sports Go. Up next, here inside the fabulous Forum, we've got a battle of Jessicas. Jessica Panay coming off her title fight with Joanna Jędrzejczyk, and Jessica Andrade will make her UFC strawweight debut. Her first 7 fights were at 135. But first, we take a look at The Conjuring 2, based on a true story. It was November of 2014, Sydney, Australia. Luke Rockhold submitted Michael Bisping by guillotine in round 2. Tonight is technically Rockhold versus Bisping 2, but actually, this rivalry has a much longer and more storied history.
The middleweight championship bout between Luke Rockhold and Michael Bisping at UFC 199 will technically be their second fight, with Rockhold owning the sole win. But if you ask the 2 men, this fight is more like an unofficial third. And if you ask Bisping, the score is 1-1.
My history with Bisping started at a random sparring session we had when I was on some travels.
Now, he was the Strikeforce champion at the time, and I was a middleweight contender in the UFC.
Okay, here we go. Bisping was looking for a sparring partner, and I was in between fights and kind of out of shape.
Don't tell me that we weren't serious about that sparring session. It wasn't like in a room where a bunch of people are all sparring each other. It was me versus him in a sparring match. And I wiped the floor with him, and he knows it. And he hasn't even denied it. What he did was make so many excuses. Oh, I was partying, I was drinking red wine, I had a late night with a girl. That's it.
Like the full years, he ran his mouth, saying he beat me in sparring and this and that.
And he got his knickers in a twist and started talking crazy. But they're the facts. I whooped his ass, 1-0 to me.
And that just teed up the opportunity to get that fight and shut his mouth.
Time. Good job. That was a championship performance.
What happens in the gym supposedly stays in the gym, but not when you're sparring with Michael Bisping.
Michael Bisping spars verbally and physically every time he enters a fight, and he's talked a lot, even though it's been on short notice, about this matchup with Luke Rockhold and Cruz in favor for the third time, Joe.
I love this card. I love the Dominic Cruz-Uriah Faber fight. Particularly, I think that is a sensational matchup between the best 135-pounders in the world, and Uriah has been looking for this title shot for a long time. The hate between them is so thick, you can feel it in the air.
Holloway looking for his 9th straight. Hendo and Lombard Poirier and Bobby Green. Later tonight on pay-per-view. Dropping down 20 pounds to battle the best the strawweight division has to offer, former bantamweight contender Jessica Andrade meets Jessica Panay in an ultra-important 115-pound showdown. Brazilian bantamweight contender Jessica Andrade will test the waters in the strawweight division tonight as she takes on former world title challenger Jessica Panay. Winner of 4 of her last 6 bouts. A stretch that includes victories over Rosie Sexton, Raquel Pennington, Larissa Pacheco, and Sarah Morris. The 24-year-old Andrade will make her 115-pound debut against Ultimate Fighter Season 20 standout Penning, a former Invicta FC atomweight title holder who has won 2 of her last 3 bouts. Heading into this intriguing battle, coming up next, Jessica Andrade squares off against Jessica Penning. Jessica Andrade, her first 7 fights inside the octagon at 135 pounds. Her last fight on 2.5 weeks' notice against Rocky Raquel Pennington, so she's going to move down to fight at 115 against former title challenger Jessica Panay.
And that's a lot of weight to lose, particularly at the lighter weight classes, because you're talking about a greater percentage of body weight. So I'm really curious to see how she looks here at strawweight. But what I do like is that I think her frame is much better suited for this weight class. At 5'1", she's particularly small for the 135-pound class. When you're looking at women like Holly Holm, Alicia Tate, they're just much larger than her.
She was the first Brazilian woman to fight in the UFC, and Joe, she came in at 135 because at the time that she came in to fight in the UFC, we didn't have 115 yet.
Right, and now that we do, she's had a few opportunities to see some of the contenders, the champions in that division, and she has an opportunity tonight to face a woman who's fought for the title. So it's a big step right away in the 115-pound division for her.
Jessica Andrade making her UFC strawweight debut. Jessica Panay, Team Pettis, Season 20 of The Ultimate Fighter, lost in the semifinals to the eventual winner, Carla Esparza, who was defeated by Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Penny got her turn in Berlin, and she was finished in round 3. She's looking to get right back on the ladder, right back into position for another shot at UFC Gold.
Well, she was just outstruck by one of the best strikers in the world in the champion, Joanna Jędrzejczyk. You're talking about a multiple-time world Muay Thai champion who just has some of the most vicious and precise strikes, not just in this division, but in any division. So, learning lesson for Jessica Panay. She comes back, took some time off, worked on her overall game, and we'll see what kind of progress she's made tonight.
Started training about a decade ago. Panay said she fell in love with jiu-jitsu, and then the natural progression, of course, was to move to mixed martial arts. Born in Newport Beach, fighting out of Huntington Beach, California, and trains at the Alliance Training Center in San Diego, where the bantamweight champion trains, Dominic Cruz. For this strawweight fight is sponsored by Bud Light. Raise one to right now. Panay, 33 years old. The Brazilian Andrade, just 24 years old. 3 inches taller, 5-inch reach advantage for Jessica Panay. With the introductions, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC strawweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a Muay Thai kickboxer holding a professional record, 13 wins, 5 losses. She stands 5 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 115.5 pounds. Fighting out of Niterói, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Jessica Andrade. And now introducing her opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a grappler, holding a professional record, 12 wins, 4 losses. She stands 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighing in at 115 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Huntington Beach, California, presenting the former Invicta FC Atomweight champion and the #6 ranked strawweight contender in the world, Jessica Penne! And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Jason Herzog.
Jason Herzog, our referee. Chrissy, Vanessa, Brittany, Ariani, here for UFC 199.
Are you ready? Fight, are you ready? Fight!
Tonight's Fight Clock is sponsored by The Conjuring 2, based on a true story, in theaters Friday, June 10th, rated R. Andrade in the white, Penne in the black. And you can't say Jessica in this fight, Joe.
Yeah, you got Jessica #1 or Jessica #2.
There you go.
Ultimately will be mad at you. Andrade closing the distance, some good shots.
Big time volume here. Well done. She is little. It's amazing. Now that you see her, she looks like a strawweight. Now you think about, wow, she was fighting at 135.
It really was never the right weight class for her frame. She was always very thickly muscled, but this is certainly a much better weight class for her here.
I mean, think about how big Holly Holm is.
Yeah.
And she was fighting in that same division. So the quick start by the Brazilian. Penne very confident, though.
Well, Penne can't stand with her back up against the cage like that. She's got to move and spin out. Of course, Jessica Penne, her real skills are in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
Very highly accomplished competitor. And Andrade, again, unloads combinations against the cage.
Penne trying to get that clinch going.
She should try to drag this fight to the ground.
Yeah.
But Andrade is very physically strong, too. You see the muscles in her back. Oh, she tagged her. Penne's in trouble.
Andrade's nickname translates into pile driver in English, Joe, so very much to your point, very strong, physically gifted fighter.
Yeah, she's a tank.
Yep. Trains in Curitiba, where we just had a couple of weeks ago a monumental night with 45,000 in attendance.
What a card.
Oh, unbelievable. And what a moment for Cyborg Curitiba's own.
Again, Jessica just backs up against the cage and Andrade unloads on her. She's got to just move away from that cage. Spin out. She can't stand there.
And she is firing away.
Uncorking bombs on her.
And then it's Jessica Penne who tries to get the clinch and work the knees.
Well, she got the clinch, but in my opinion, she's really got to get the clinch with the goal of getting the fight to the ground. That's got to be her ultimate priority. Because she's already been lit up by a half a dozen really clean, hard shots in this first round.
Switches her stance. Southpaw now for Penne, back into the orthodox look.
Penne's falling short with these strikes too, Mike. She's worried about the consequences of extending herself, so she's coming short. And it negates the reach advantage that she has in stand-up.
Yep. I like the aggression and the volume from Jessica Andrade here.
She looks great, and this is most certainly the weight class for her. You see how strong she looks at this weight. But you see how Penne is like, she's falling short with everything. And Andrade is stepping into everything and throwing all that weight behind it.
She's throwing those body shots like John Lineker does. And now she goes up top.
Well, Penne's got to do something different here. She can't just keep backing up. With her back to the cage, she can't move. And Andrade just left, right, left, right. There she goes. She's got to keep it out here on the outside. And for Andrade, keep pressuring her. Keep pushing her up against that fence. And that's where she's shining.
Oh, and again.
Good combinations from Andrade.
Ultra aggressive here in round 1. 1 minute on the clock here.
And, you know, for Andrade, she's used to fighting these much bigger women. Right. This is probably an excellent change of pace for her.
No question. Again, punches and bunches.
And Jessica Penne's nose is starting to bleed a little bit.
A lot of body shots being thrown by the Brazilian. Inside leg kick and followed it up.
There she goes with one.
That's what you want. You want to see her utilize the long arms and the reach.
And I want to see her extend on her shots too, but Andrade's just
relentless, Joe.
Robots.
Just relentless.
Oh, she hurt in the body.
Final seconds of the round. Wow.
Jessica Penne is hurt to the body. Badly hurt to the body.
Just because he's listening to him.
Deep breath. Deep breath. Deep breath. Sit down. Deep breath. Deep breath. Ready? Take some water. Ready? Deep breath. Hey, we gotta let that right hand go. Your right hand is heavy. That's the only thing that stops her. Okay? You're sitting, waiting for her to come in. I need you walking left, walking right. Combination walk. Combination walk. We sit. She rushes. If she rushes and you're not gonna change level, I need you to go heavy on the head. Don't lean back because she's just brawling on that. We just crowd it. Deep breath. Go ahead, Nick.
Nice movements. Keep finding that rhythm. Up, down, up, down, up, down. We're working it. You've led the upper, you've led the check, you landed them 2 times. Nice coming in. She comes straight up. Your single to your place, okay?
The end of the round showed Jessica Andrade just mauling Jessica Panay, just all over her. Shots to the body and to the head, chasing her down, and hurt her several times with these vicious right hands to the body.
Are you ready? Fight! Great first round for Jessica Andrade, her first time at 115 inside the octagon.
Yeah, Andrade had Panay in all sorts of trouble right before the bell to end the first round. Jessica Panay trying to establish dominance here in the center of the octagon now.
Which is what her corner talked about when we were in commercial, Joe. She's going to switch the hands, move around a little bit, not just stand there and be a target, and not even a moving target, an immobile target.
Yeah, Andrade's like a little Vanderlei Silva, like a mini female Vanderlei Silva. That's what she looks like.
Yeah. Look at this. Punishing again.
Nasty shots, and she knows she hurt her to the body at the end of that round.
5th time we've been in the Los Angeles area, but the first time inside the fabulous Forum in Inglewood, California, built in 1967. Home of the Lakers during the Showtime era. Showtime for the Brazilian to get here in round 2.
Oh,
she might finish it right here.
Andrade just caught her clean with several shots. And Panay tried to goad her into coming to the ground with her.
Not gonna happen. Andrade in full control of this fight.
And Andrade doesn't look like she has a mark on her face. Hardly a leg kick thrown in this fight. It's been mostly this.
Man, she looks good.
Panay's in all trouble.
Swarming more. Panay's taking a beating here in round 2. But she's in the fight.
And you got to remember, she's coming off of an epic beating against Joanna Jędrzejczyk fighting for the title. She got busted open in that fight.
And took time off, as you said earlier, Joe.
And needed that time off, but still, her deficit is unquestionably her striking, and that's shining through tonight in this fight.
Styles make fights.
But Panay hasn't been able to use her style.
Yep.
To utilize her ground game. Oh, man, she got cracked with a big right hand there. Oh, and a left. Panay's just taking a beating here.
And Andrade coming in fearless. Again, this is her cut.
This seems like a matter of time.
Man, gonna waste her. Looking for it right now.
Herzog's taking a very close look at them.
Man,
he can stop this fight any second.
Jason Herzog right there. Trying to finish it right here, right now.
Stop the fight. Just stop the fight.
It is all over. Jessica Andrade wins her UFC strawweight debut.
That was a Curitiba beatdown.
Absolutely.
I think the strawweight division has a new contender, Mike, because I think she looks sensational at 115 pounds. This is probably the weight class she belonged in all of her career, and what a statement she made tonight.
Take a look at some of her work, Joe. The Move of the Fight, sponsored by Metro PCS, where you get nationwide coverage on the blazing fast 4G LTE mobile network for just $30 period.
Just like a little mad bulldog, attacking Jessica Panay over and over again, and this is where she had all of her success, up against the cage. Just nasty shots to the head and to the body, and relentless, never slowed down, never varied her pace, just full bore the entire time, all over here. And Jason Herzog gave Jessica Panay plenty of time to try to recover here, but a very just stoppage. He could have even pulled the trigger a little sooner.
Yeah.
Huge, huge victory for Jessica Andrade, and a big statement.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to know what your statement will be tonight. What do you think will be the best move of the night? Tweet and let us know at #MetroMove. And tune into the FS1 UFC 199 post-fight show immediately following the pay-per-view for the winning move. Official decision coming up next. Known as a home for for Southern California boxing more than 300 shows during the glory years right here, the Fabulous Forum, which is sold out tonight for UFC 199. Andrades look great. Let's make it official. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Jason Herzog has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 56 seconds of round number 2. Declaring the winner by TKO, Jessica Bachayastaka and
256 and the win.
All right, I'm here with the winner, Jessica Andrade. First of all, congratulations on a really impressive, dominant victory in your strawweight debut. How did it feel to be fighting at this weight class?
Eu me senti muito feliz de lutar nessa categoria. Pô, eu tô no lugar certo. E, cara, Esparza, você disse que não queria lutar comigo. Arregou pra mim por causa que eu não ia dar o peso? Pois é, eu dei o peso. Dana White, setembro tem UFC no Brasil. Faça essa luta acontecer. Eu tô aguardando.
So Carla, you didn't take the fight with me on May 29th because you said I couldn't make the weight. And you had a lot of problems with people not making weight before. So guess what? I made it. September there's UFC in Brazil. Dana, where are you? Jessica, this was an important fight for you. You're fighting against Jessica Panay, who is a former challenger to the title, and to have such a spectacular and dominant victory has to give you great confidence as to your position in this division.
Sim, dou muita confiança. Graças a Deus eu vim muito bem treinada, muito bem focada. Sabia tudo que eu tinha que fazer. Minha adversária é uma adversária duríssima, mas eu sabia que eu tinha que entrar aqui, só fazer o que eu faço em casa, defender sprawl e meter a porrada, e deu certo.
So I knew Jessica was a very dangerous opponent, but I knew I did my homework. I trained very hard. I ate proper. I did the best game in my entire life, and I did what I do. I sprawled, and I punched her in the face. Well, this is a huge victory for you tonight. Congratulations. Look forward to seeing you again. Jessica Andrade, ladies and gentlemen.
Great performance, her first fight inside the octagon at 115 pounds. Up next, Beneil Dariush, fighting out of King's MMA in Huntington Beach, California, winner of 5 of his last 6 fights. His opponent tonight, 9-0, 5-0 in the octagon, James Vick, who was a member of Team Cruz on season 15 of The Ultimate Fighter. And when we return, we check in with Jay Glazer, Kenny Florian, Tyron Woodley, and Aljamain Story, all on a night when the UFC honors Muhammad Ali, who passed away last night at 74 years old.
Some of the world's biggest soccer stars are converging on the United States for the 100th anniversary of the Copa America. And it all continues tonight as Douglas Costa and Brazil take on Ecuador, 10 p.m. Eastern on FS1, or you can watch the entire tournament live on Fox Sports Go. Oh, look at that beautiful Manhattan Beach. And Los Angeles, California is the scene for not 1 but 2 title fights tonight at UFC 199, the Bantamweight Championship of the World. And the middleweight title is on the line as well. We're about 5 miles from the Forum here. Jay Glazer, Ken Flo, Kenny Florian, T. Wood, Tyron Woodley, and Aljamain Sterling. And guys, I want to take a closer look now at our headliner using the Fox Sports Strike Zone, sponsored by Reebok, Be More Human. T. Wood, take us inside the game of Luke Rockhold.
Luke Rockhold is a vicious striker, but not only that, he has a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt that he is not scared to use, as you see with that one-arm guillotine choke. He has the killer instinct and 12 finishes to show it. He has the most finishes in middleweight UFC and Strikeforce history. He has to utilize, step 1, the patience. He knows that Bisping is going to come forward, throwing several strikes, trying to push the pace. Key 2, he has to throw kicks, head kicks, body kicks, mixing them up and making him confused. Final step, he has to land a takedown. When you possess that jiu-jitsu threat, you must use it. Use all your gifts in the tool, and that's what he's going to do to be victorious.
Well, Michael Bisping is a guy who is very experienced. He's been a pro since 2004, and he has conditioning. He has heart. He showed that in his last win over Anderson Silva, the biggest of his career. I also think he's going to have the big-time speed advantage. Now, key number 1, he needs to be able to push the pace. Michael Bisping is always in phenomenal shape. Very high-volume striker. He needs to be able to do that against Rockhold. Key number 2, get on the inside. He does not want to be in kicking range against someone like Luke Rockhold. That's where he paid for that in the last fight. He wants to be in boxing range. Now, key number 3, footwork. Wants to be all the way in or all the way out. Very important that he feint his way in. Use that footwork and foot speed to beat Rockhold.
The Reebok fight kits are available at Reebok.com. And Aljamain, you heard these guys break down the game of Rockhold and Bisping, but give me something they didn't hit on that you think could actually be a difference maker in this fight.
Well, for me, I think the difference maker in this fight is did Michael Bisping do his homework to adjust those dangerous and tricky kicks? The last fight, that's what ultimately set up that finish for that guillotine choke. So he's got to do his job and just make sure he addresses those kicks and try to capitalize on it if he can.
Bisping, as you saw, most significant strikes in the history of the UFC. Amazing. So pace against the technical game of Luke Rockhold. With that, time to send it back to the Forum. Mike Goldberg, Joe Rogan. Guys.
Thank you very much. much, guys. What a great night inside the fabulous Forum, home of Wayne Gretzky and the Los Angeles Kings for many years as well. Hey, it's real, it's raw, and it's unfiltered. The UFC presents an all-new podcast, UFC Unfiltered, with Jim Norton and Matt Serra, premiering June 21st. Join the conversation on Twitter using hashtag UFC Unfiltered. The battles inside the octagon continue. With several big wins, Beneil Dariush has made that tough jump from prospect to contender in the lightweight Shark Tank. Standing in his way tonight, a man with similar goals, unbeaten, James Vick. Following season 15 of The Ultimate Fighter, James Vick may have not gotten the attention some of his castmates did, but he certainly delivered the results, winning all 5 of his octagon bouts to lift his record to 9-0 and put him on the doorstep of the lightweight top 15. Holding the door to keep Vick out of that exclusive club is Beneil Dariush, a talented ground fighting specialist who has also logged 5 UFC victories since his debut in 2014. And as his defeats of Michael Johnson, Jim Miller, and Darren Cruikshank have proven, no one gets past Dariush without a fight. Coming up next, James, the Texecutioner Vick, meets Beneil Dariush. Lightweight fight is sponsored by Bud Light. Raise one to right now. Dariush, 2 years younger than unbeaten James Vick, who is much taller and will have a 4-inch reach advantage. All right, let's check in with Bruce Buffer once again.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a boxer holding an undefeated professional record, 9 wins, no losses. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 155 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Fort Worth, Texas, James, the Texecutioner Vick. introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist, holding professional record, 12 wins, 2 losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 156 pounds. Fighting out of Yorba Linda, California, by way of Cotape, Iran, presenting the number 10 ranked lightweight contender in the world, Beneil Dariush. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Mike Beltran.
Mike Beltran, our referee. The lovely Brittany, Ariane, Chrissy, Vanessa, here tonight, Inglewood, California.
All right, gentlemen, first round. You ready to fight? You ready to fight? Handle, let's go.
Here we go. Tonight's Fight Clock is sponsored by The Conjuring 2, based on a true story. In theaters Friday, June 10th, rated R. Dariush, the southpaw. He's in the dark trunks. James Vick, 9-0, 5-0 in the UFC in the white trunks.
This is a very interesting matchup, Mike. First of all, because both these guys fought in April. They're both fresh. And James Vick, undefeated, coming off of an excellent performance against Glyco Franca. But Dariush submitted by Michael Chiesa, in which a lot of people thought was a bit of an upset.
Yeah, first time he'd ever been submitted.
Yeah, I mean, look, Chiesa's an excellent fighter. It's not an upset that he won, but to submit Beneil Dariush is a huge, huge feather in Chiesa's cap.
Dariush obviously anxious to get right back in and erase that.
Both men. And Vic anxious to get in there to prove himself against a top guy.
And Dariush certainly is still that.
Oh, eye poke. Right away.
Stop!
Right away.
Time! Stay right there. Time! How we doing, man? Care about? Good. Let's work it out. You good?
We'll take a look at it here. Just absolutely classic
For a second, okay?
accidental eye poke.
You see okay? Yeah. All right, continue.
Okay. You good to go? Okay. Watch the fingers, okay? All right. Keep it clean. Ready? Fight! Let's go!
They continue. Accidental.
Watch your hands.
Body kick was not flying. Knee and just pushed away by Dariush.
And Vic landing a really good right kick to the body and a right knee as well.
Vic 5 inches taller, Joe.
Yeah, really utilizing that reach well. And Beneil Dariush really pressuring him. Oh, he caught him with the left hand there.
Dariush, of course, training under Professor Rafael Cordero. He says maybe another poke.
Well, Vic is saying that nothing happened, but we can see it. If we play the replay, we'll get a good look at it. He might not even be aware he did it.
I think Vic's saying he got poked too, Joe.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
All right. Let's check him out real quick. Doctor, this here, real quick, all right?
Let me take a look at me. Look at me. You see okay? Yeah, we're good?
Let's take a look at this.
Okay. Okay. Hey, check it out. Hey, both of you guys, all right? We're going to keep this clean. Listen, don't argue with me. Just listen to what I have to tell you, all right?
I did
Watch your fingers, all right? Both of you. I'm going to tell him the same, all right? We're not going to have any of that, all right? Watch it. Watch your fingers as well, both of you. You hear me? All right, ready? Fight. Let's go.
They continue. Going to be a bit of aggression here, I would imagine. Early part of the fight. You know, they're reaching out to find that distance, Joe. Sometimes you get those fingers and they get caught. They get stuck. Unintentional as this battle continues.
Nice kick to the body by Dariush. Caught him moving to his right.
Yeah, Dariush loves to pressure his opponents. Break them down like that.
With that right hand.
Big shots by Dariush. Looking to finish it right here. Heavy ground and pound.
Big elbow by Dariush.
Vic's in big trouble. Dariush on full attack.
He's all over him.
Can he get it right here, right now? Vic's back up, but for how long? Dariush, just as I talked about it, pressure, trying to break down his opponent. Dariush and Vic head fighting right now.
Watch your fingers.
Dariush exploded and took over this fight. 2 minutes in the first.
Dariush able to get his hands clasped together. Let's see if he can get Vic to the ground.
He's trying.
Good defense by Vic. Tell you what, Vic is one durable guy.
Yeah.
Knee to the body by Vic.
James Vick, 2-time Golden Gloves champion. You hear the corner of James Vick saying you got 90 seconds here. Just get out of trouble, get back to a neutral or positive position, and continue to fight this fight.
Beneil Dariush has the tie clinch here. Let's see if he can do anything with it.
Muay Thai black belt under Rafael Cordero. Southpaw.
Ducks under and counters at him again.
That wobbled him. Great counter left. Vick wobbled big time. Body head. Up the middle.
Vick's out on his feet, Mike.
Hands all over. Beneil Dariush by knockout.
Wow. Sensational performance by Beneil Dariush. Just
Huge
really
counter left, partner. Wow. Our move of the fight sponsored by Metro PCS, where you get nationwide coverage on the blazing fast 4G LTE mobile network for just $30, period.
And here's some nasty ground and pound by Dariush. Stunned Vick with a huge bomb. And there's a beautiful left hand that had Vick in all sorts of trouble. And Dariush closes the gap. And boom! That's the final shot that put him away. We'll take one look at here.
And look at the reaction of the victorious Beneil Dariush. Fans, what do you think will be the best move of the night? Tweet and let us know at #MetroMove. Tune into the FS1 UFC 199 post-fight show immediately following the pay-per-view for the winning move. Beneil Dariush by knockout. This is the UFC on FS1. Big win just a few miles from where he trains every day for Beneil Dariush. To make it official, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mike Beltran has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 16 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout, Beneil Dariush.
I'm here with the winner, Beneil Dariush. First of all, Beneil, congratulations on an excellent victory and getting back on the winning track. And what a durable guy that is in James Vick. I mean, he took some gigantic shots before you were able to put him away. Were you surprised he was able to absorb those?
I was shocked. I actually was getting tired just from there. I had to give myself a second to breathe to get back in there. But like you said, this fight was about redemption. 6 weeks ago, I lost. I started praying, man. Something had to happen. And God gave me this chance, and I came back here, and he gave me my redemption.
Well, let's look at that redemption, because this was a sensational knockout. And again, Vick had taken so many big shots before this, but this was the one that shut the lights out. You had him hurt several times with the left hands. Was that a weapon that you saw being effective coming into this fight?
I felt that sometimes he extends on his right hand, whether he's trying to play defense or whether he's throwing his right hand. So it was definitely something we wanted to take advantage of. And obviously the body kicks. He's got a long frame. Master Rafael told me to use body kicks, as I was trying to do in the beginning of the round.
Well, congratulations. Enjoy your victory. We can't wait to see you back inside the octagon again.
Thank you. This is all by God's grace. I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Thank you, guys. Thank you, LA.
Beneil Dariush, ladies and gentlemen.
Congratulations, Beneil Dariush. Here you see the professor, Rafael Cordero. Paige Van Zandt. Oh, man, was she good on Dancing with the Stars. And, of course, she's going to watch her teammate later in the co-headliner, Uriah Faber. All right, take a look at what's available right now on UFC Fight Pass. Where are they now? Season 1, a new Fight Pass original series. You've got Healy and Cavalcante on Friday. And how about this? June 17th, live exclusively on UFC Fight Pass. Feloer fights Fabio Maldonado, and then International Fight Week begins July 7th, exclusively on UFC Fight Pass. Dos Anjos versus Alvarez. It is the UFC's digital streaming service, UFCFightPass.com. And I mentioned later the co-headliner, Dominic Cruz, Uriah Faber, again.
While Dominic Cruz lay dormant with injury, the bantamweight division he once ruled left him behind. A new champion would be crowned, and then another. For 3.5 years, Cruz fought the toughest opponent he'd ever known, his own body.
I kind of just hit a wall and said, you could be out forever. This could be it. You could never go back to the sport. What are you going to do about it? Are you just going to give up and quit and be sad and be sorry for yourself? Or are you going to figure out a way for this to make you a stronger person? Honestly, that's literally your choices. There's no other option.
Go, 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 go. 8, 9, 10. Come on, dog.
I didn't get to take the route and follow everybody. I took a different route, but I was still going the same direction as them. And once I wrapped my head around that and understood that and saw it from a different angle, I was fine.
There we go. Launch it. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Come on, let's go. 5, 4. Come on. 3, 2. Nice work. Well done, kid.
And what a huge fight this is tonight, Mike. Not just for the bantamweight division, but for these two men. For Dominic Cruz, it's a huge fight because he's trying to retain his title against a guy that he truly has had some of the worst bad blood of his entire career against. And for Uriah Faber, the one thing that has eluded him in his spectacular career has been UFC gold. This is a huge, huge fight between the two best 135-pound fighters in the world today.
Fourth attempt for a UFC championship for the #2 ranked contender, Uriah Faber.
And it's not like Uriah's been stagnant. He's continuing to improve. He's gotten better with every fight, and you see that like his spectacular victory over Michael McDonald against a young lion. He's still able to close the deal. He's one of the best fighters in the world, and this is a very, very closely contested fight tonight.
And the champion, Dominic Cruz, of course, earned that belt back that he never lost in the octagon, beating T.J. Dillashaw. All right, up next live, Brian Ortega, L.A. born and raised, 10-0, a Gracie Jiu-Jitsu black belt, will take on Clay the Carpenter Guida, 13-year mixed martial arts veteran, 23rd UFC fight. And last night, the world lost a pioneer, a trailblazer, a man who made the world a better place. And tonight, the UFC remembers a true legend, Muhammad Ali. Today, UFC Hall of Famer Matt Hughes and 8th-ranked strawweight Paige Van Zandt signed a few autographs at the Harley-Davidson UFC 199 Fan Village outside the Forum. See your dealer today and learn to ride like some of your favorite UFC fighters with Harley-Davidson Riding Academy. Live your legend. One of the most influential figures of the 20th century, Muhammad Ali was more than a boxer. He was more than a father and friend. He was the epitome of all that humankind and the human spirit should embody. And last night, the world lost a truly special individual.
I have wrestled with an alligator. I done tussled with a whale. I done handcuffed lightning, throw thunder in jail. Only last week, I murdered a rock. Injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick.
My feet, watch my feet, Jeff. I'm damn bad, Jeff.
Ali was one of the best of all time. To be compared to him and to have opportunities like this, it's mind-blowing.
So this is the original.
It's such an important figure, not just in boxing, but also in human culture. He really, truly transcended combat sports. The audience at the Forum now is chanting out Ali. I mean, there's really never been anyone like him, and we're all incredibly lucky that we had the opportunity to watch him shine.
And he fought in 1973 right here in this building. It was a rematch against Ken Norton. He had lost his title in a fight where he had his jaw broken. He gained his heavyweight title back that night. Rest in peace, the greatest of all time. California's Brian Ortega has all the tools to make a move into the featherweight contenders race. But when he faces Clay Guida tonight, he will be battling a rugged veteran, not quite ready to give up his spot. Unbeaten featherweight prospect Brian Ortega will fight in his Southern California backyard for the first time as a member of the UFC roster when he faces veteran Clay Guida tonight. Winner of 2 in a row in the octagon over Thiago Tavares and Diego Brandao, Los Angeles' Ortega has shown star potential at 145 pounds. But Illinois' popular Guida, who has been competing in the UFC for nearly a decade, has no intention of being anyone's stepping stone on fight night. And when the octagon door closes, the Carpenter plans on spoiling Ortega's homecoming celebration. Coming up next, Clay, the Carpenter Guida, faces Brian T-City Ortega. Featherweight fight is sponsored by Bud Light. Raise one to right now. Los Angeles' own Brian Ortega, 25 years old, 9 years younger than Clay the Carpenter Guida. Everything else is virtually identical. And once again, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a freestyle fighter holding a professional record, 32 wins, 13 losses. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 146 pounds. Fighting out of Johnsburg, Illinois, presenting the former Strikeforce lightweight champion, Clay the Carpenter Guida. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 10 wins, no losses, 1 no contest. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 145 pounds. Fighting out of Los Angeles, California, Brian T-City Ortega. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean.
The veteran Herb Dean, our referee for this featured matchup here on our FS1 UFC 199 prelims.
Ready, good.
Here we go! Tonight's fight clock is sponsored by The Conjuring 2, based on a true story, in theaters Friday, June 10th. Rated R. White trunks for the always active Clay Guida, training a team alpha male for this fight. Black trunks for the unbeaten Brian T. City Ortega.
And this fight is the feature fight because of two reasons. One, because Guida's a very popular guy and a rugged, tough veteran who never has really lost his desire to compete. But also because Brian Ortega is something special.
Yeah.
Particularly his jiu-jitsu. In my opinion, he's got one of the best guards in all of MMA. Just sensational attacks off of his back and an ever-improving striking game to go with that. And as you said, an undefeated record.
Yeah, and he flows seamlessly from the orthodox to the southpaw stance. He got clipped. Right back up, though. Guida fighting for the 23rd time inside the octagon.
Well, this is what a crossroads fight is all about.
Yes.
It's about a test. This is a big test for Ortega. He's fighting a guy who's faced a who's who of top contenders in both the lightweight and featherweight division.
Since 2006. And as I mentioned, Team Alpha Male for this one, Guida's trained with everybody because he's such a good guy. Yeah. Everybody loves having him in their camp.
Yeah, there's no burnt bridges in the background of Clay Guida.
Yeah.
Got that kick, almost got him to the ground. But listen, getting Brian Ortega to the ground is probably the worst thing that can happen.
Great point.
Especially when you get him off of his back.
And Guida does have excellent wrestling, but might want to use it in reverse here tonight.
Well, we got to remember that Clay Guida holds victories over former champion Anthony Pettis, also Rafael Dos Anjos, two lightweight champions, and Clay Guida has beaten them.
Beat Nate Diaz years ago. Over the top of the right hand. Ortega, a Gracie Jiu-Jitsu black belt.
And you got to think that Clay Guida is getting ready at Team Alpha Male with Cody Garbrandt, Chad Mendez, Uriah Faber training for this card. So tremendous sparring and a training atmosphere. And that's what Clay Guida needs. He is ramped up for this fight.
Top of the hour, we go live on pay-per-view. UFC 199. Still time to order. Two titles on the line. Middleweight bout, Luke Rockhold, Michael Bisping, co-headliner. Dominic Cruz, Uriah Faber. Great opportunity right now to dial it up live on pay-per-view. UFC 199. We got Hendo and Lombard. That's going to be a magical matchup.
Clay Guida's hands look very sharp tonight, Mike, particularly his left hook. He really looks zoned in. Nice right hand by Guida.
And Max Holloway looking for his 9th straight win against Ricardo Lamas. It's all live on pay-per-view. Now, Clay's starting to switch his stance. Flowing very nicely early here. Joe looking very confident, very relaxed against T-City. Clay pushing forward this entire round. Pretty much like always.
Like always. I mean, you want to see a classic fight. His fight against Diego Sanchez is one of the craziest fights of all time. This madness, and Guida's chin is just legendary.
Under a minute now. That's Justin Buchholz. You can hear him in the background. Head coach at Team Alpha Male, and Ortega got clipped by a right hand. He got on the left eye, and it clipped a couple times after Joe.
Yeah, he got clipped by several punches, and he keeps dabbing at that left eye. But Clay Guida's doing a great job of faking takedowns and then disengaging and coming up with shots. He's really attacking very well in this fight.
Spin and a miss. Great start for Guida, the veteran. Never been an easy out.
I just had a chance to look at the replay, and it was most certainly an eye poke that Ortega just experienced. Guida was reaching his hands out and touched Ortega's eye.
Round 1 in the books.
Relax. Relax, baby. Relax. Relax. Where's the water? Where's the ice? Just relax. There you go. You got this, bro. You got it. It's all right. You got it, bro. What you got to do, bro? Engage and throw that fucking uppercut. Let's do it, man. Let's finish this guy or let's take him down. Go ahead.
He's dropping his hand before his big punches.
Yeah.
Be first. Lead with the pokes. Cut him off. 1 minute left. Hey, let's get some headgears this round. Let's get some headgears this round.
Time with that lead right hand. You did already.
You hit him with the lead hook.
Don't hesitate on it.
Don't say spinner. Throw the lead prop. Hey, we're running up a mountain, Clay. We're running up a mountain.
FS1, UFC 199 prelims are sponsored by Bud Light. Raise one to right now. Right. Guida Ortega, round 2. The corner of Guida in between rounds when we were in commercial said, you're running up a mountain, Clay. You're running up a mountain. Keep pressuring him. They like the way round one went.
There's a takedown attempt by Clay Guida, stuffed by Ortega.
Yeah, nicely done.
And Ortega looking for that lead uppercut, Mike, and that's one of the things that his corner was calling for in between rounds. So keep an eye on that left hand of Ortega. They believe that Clay comes in with his head low, and then he's open for the uppercut.
From the outside hand. And again, Joe, as you pointed out, with the great skills, even from the back, of Ortega with his jiu-jitsu, will Guida really commit to a takedown or two?
If he does, I would imagine he's probably going to just stand right back up.
Yeah.
Or try to.
But that's where that lead uppercut can be dangerous.
But that said, if you're just going in the first round, nice kick to the body by Ortega. This is as good as Clay Guida's looked in a long time.
Absolutely.
I mean, he looks rejuvenated. There's that uppercut by Ortega, though.
13-year MMA veteran, Clay Guida.
Sometimes it's just a change of camp, a change of coaches, a change of training partners. It does all the good. Sometimes fighters just need a reset. And that appears to be the case here tonight with Guida.
Well, he said more than anything, he likes the beach. He likes the California scene. So he's been very relaxed and re-energized in this training camp at Team Alpha Male. Classic Guida here. Pressure, pressure, pressure.
When he's staying on the outside, Ortega has much more of a chance here. When he's doing his best is when he's getting inside and utilizing that long left hook in particular.
Don't forget, later tonight, don't miss a recap of all of tonight's action from Los Angeles on our post-fight show. Immediately following UFC 199, it comes your way on FS1. Streaming live on Fox Sports Go, Jay Glazer, Kenny Florian, Tyron Woodley, Aljamain Sterling. Midway point of this fight. Clay's coming wide with those punches, but they're scoring.
Good kick to the body by Ortega. Ortega looks like he's ramping it up.
I was going to say the same thing, Joe. Picking it up a little bit, isn't he?
Clay Guida's been doing a lot of that. The fake takedown, then coming up with the punches. I think he needs more of that. He needs to keep Brian guessing. Got to remember, Brian's like that. Again, Brian's talented, but he's unexperienced in terms of the kind of experience that Clay Guida has seen in his career.
And Clay is always moving.
Brian's coming off the biggest win of his career against former Ultimate Fighter champion Diego Brandao. But Guida is another step up above that.
Nice body head by the Kirkman.
Take his right, a good left hand by Ortega.
90 seconds on the clock here in round two. Top of the hour, pay-per-view order right now.
Takedown attempt again. Lets it go halfway in.
Ortega stuffed all three of Guida's takedown attempts.
Good straight right there by Clay.
Got him on the way in. Joey said that Brian Ortega ramped it up a little bit. Now, let's see if he ramps it up again. Because Guida met that momentum and took it back. A lot of movement. Kind of slip, and deliver the counter. Like that.
Very nice.
That was a duck under. Guida looks so sharp.
Good job.
Cardio never an issue with Clay, Joe.
No, never. And good job by Clay. As soon as he felt his back up against that cage, he spun out. There's that lead uppercut Ortega's been looking for.
And Justin Buchholz is saying, watch out for that lead uppercut. Final 10 seconds of the second.
Spinning back kick to the body by Ortega.
Follow Clay Guida into his corner. Justin Buchholz, the head coach.
Hey, come on.
Clay, have a seat, sir.
Stop waiting on him when he switches to lefty. Just go on there right now.
Fuck with you. You're timing everything. You're seeing everything. You're fucking with him. Keep moving. Keep the head moving. I want the lows. Deep breath. Stop throwing that right hand body. Don't throw the right hand body. He's throwing the check hook. You hear me? Throw the right hand up top. All right? All he's throwing is that left uppercut. You see that? He's dipping over, throwing left uppercut. You hear me? One more. Right now, you safely laid on the line this last 5 minutes. He's ducking his head, so...
Same thing, same approach, same hands. It's perfect, and then the hand gets to the ground.
Top of the hour pay-per-view. Two of the best middleweights in the world collide. Luke Rockhold looking to defend his title against Michael Bisping. Plus, they meet for a third time. Cruz and Faber for the bantamweight title. Order right now. UFC 199 on pay-per-view. and final round. Great night of fights inside the Fabulous Forum here in Inglewood, California.
A lot of head movement to open up this third round for Brian Ortega.
Clay's got to feel good about the first 10 minutes of this fight.
He certainly does. I mean, Ortega had a bit more success in that second round, but still not able to do what he's really best at, which is the ground game.
That win that you alluded to earlier, Ortega on Brandao, was by submission. Triangle choke in the third.
Well, that's where he really stands out. I mean, you're looking at his striking. He's certainly good. He certainly looks good switching stances, and he's landing some good shots against Guida, who's a long-time veteran of MMA, but it doesn't look nearly as good as he looks when he goes to the ground.
And Ortega has not shot at all. He hasn't looked to take Guida down.
Which is kind of surprising.
Yeah. Three and a half. Guida continues to pressure.
And Guida just has so much cardio. He's just so ridiculous with his pressure and his pace. It's always been one of the best aspects of his game. And he's not letting up here in the third. Got a bit of a swelling under the right eye. And Ortega looking very nice and relaxed, popping his jabs out.
But it might need a little more than that, right, Joe?
Yeah. Well, I certainly wouldn't want to be in his corner right now.
Yeah.
Worrying about the score.
A lot of time left. And it's Guida with another shot that scores.
And Guida being a long-time veteran, you know that he's saving a little bit of something for the mad run towards the end of the round.
Which he could start at pretty much any time. And Ortega's corner knows a sense of urgency needs to exist immediately.
Yeah, they were screaming out, you're a champion, you gotta go now. And, you know, Ortega's trying to find Guida's chin. He's looking for it. It's just Guida's constantly moving, constantly giving him different looks, bouncing around, and Ortega hasn't been able to time it.
You can get gas just watching Clay Guida fight.
We gotta grab him!
There's a good left hand by Ortega.
Let's go, Brian! Brian, let's go!
They really want him to grab him.
Yep.
Brian, connect! Grab him! Yes! Go, Brian! Go to war!
Left hand by Ortega.
Get him, Brian! Let's go!
There's that left uppercut again.
Time ticking away.
2 minutes.
Good spinning back kick to the body.
Smile on the face.
Oh, Clay comes over the top of the right hand.
The Gracie Jiu-Jitsu black belt has been a striker this entire matchup.
Yeah, not a single takedown attempt.
Yeah.
And it's mostly been a boxing match. Good left hand by Ortega.
Now he's letting it go. 45 seconds.
Nice knee by Ortega.
More pressure. Flying knee. Missed with the fist.
Nice leg kick.
This is what he needed to do. A number of minutes ago, potentially. Under 30 now.
Good right hand by Clay and a left.
Good counter.
He goes deep by Ortega.
And it's all over. Brian Ortega by knockout. Wow.
Oh, Clay doesn't even realize the fight's over. Wow. He doesn't understand. Wow. He's so out of it, he went on instinct, and he had no idea the fight was even over.
Well timed.
That's an understatement, right? Yeah, it's about as perfect a time to knee as you can get. And really, if we look at the scorecard, if we can get a hold of them, he might have been losing that fight. Very, very possibly. We'll do that on the backside, but let's take a look at this. Boom! I mean, perfectly placed knee by Brian Ortega. And then he swarms on him. And now look at this. This is where it gets crazy. Well, they didn't show it, but we'll see it in the next one. Let's take another look here. Here's the knee. Watch this. Clay ducks. Boom! And Brian perfectly times it. Now watch this. Herb Dean steps in to rescue him. Clay thinks Herb is Brian. I mean, look at this. He gets up, and then he starts, okay, I got to go towards Brian. And he literally doesn't understand what happened. He was fighting with Herb for a bit. and then went after him. I mean, really perfect stoppage by Herb Dean, obviously, when you look at that.
So is that our move of the night? Tweet and let us know at #MetroMove. Tune into the FS1 UFC 199 post-fight show immediately following the pay-per-view for the winning move. T-City with the late knee delivering the knockout. Brian Ortega with the big knee late. Bruce Buffer will make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 40 seconds of the third round. Declaring the winner by TKO, Brian T-City Ortega.
All right, I'm here with the winner, Brian Ortega. Brian, that was a victory over a rejuvenated Clay Guida. It gave you a lot of trouble, especially in the clinch with some of those punches. But man, did you pull it out and pull it out in a huge way in that final round.
Thank you. Before anything, all glory to God. I'm nothing.
Were you concerned at all about the scorecards in that third round?
You know what? Sometimes it takes me a little bit longer to kick in my gears. And I felt it like in the third round. I was trying to push it more during the first 2 rounds. But I didn't want to get caught. You know, when you get eager, you get sloppy. And when you get sloppy, you get knocked out.
And as we were talking about before this, your jiu-jitsu is the most impressive aspect of your fight arsenal. But let's take a look at this perfectly placed knee that you use to take this fight out, to take Clay Guida out. Let's take one more look at it here. Perfectly timed. You got him right on the button, and you had to be very satisfied with that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's something we do with a lot of my coaches, Junior, Hito, and Henner. You know what I'm saying? James. It's something that we always do, and I'm surprised I got that knee. Like I said, I thought he was going to shoot in, but he didn't, so we banged it out. LA, that's how we do it, baby.
Congratulations, Brian. Brian Ortega, ladies and gentlemen.
Finishes the fight with just 20 seconds remaining. T-City remains unbeaten. Don't forget, order right now. UFC 199, our main event. Rockhold, Bisping 2, our co-headliner. Cruz, Faber, 3. And don't forget to tune into the live UFC 199 post-fight show on FS1 with Jay Glazer, Kenny Florian, Tyron Woodley, Aljamain Sterling, and Megan O'Leary following our main event on pay-per-view. And up next here on FS1, it's the Copa American match between Brazil and Ecuador, live from the Rose Bowl. And it starts right now.